it will keep them from being vulnerable to that external call when somebody comes to poach your great talent. Implementing a critical pipeline of talent so that you can have a successful succession plan for critical positions within your organization is one of the most important things that you can do as a leader. Yes, your primary responsibility is to deliver that which you are responsible for, but your responsibility as a leader in your organization is also to make sure that somebody on your team is prepared to take your seat, not only in an emergency, but as you continue to ascend within the organization. Here's another thought for you. Today's workforce requires far more transparency around their career than I would argue the workforce of 30 years ago or 20 years ago. That workforce, given that I'm a member of that, was certainly more comfortable with continuing to excel and deliver and trusting that the organization would then move it to its next seat or the next opportunity. But today's workforce, they need transparency. They've grown up with transparency their entire lives. And millennials and Zers want to see the path that's in front of them. It's inspiring, it's motivational, and oh, by the way, it will keep them from being vulnerable to that external call when somebody comes to poach your great talent. If you are not transparent as a leader and as an organization, you put yourself in a vulnerable position, because when somebody comes to recruit your talent, they're going to be completely transparent. Here's the role. Here's the platform. Here is the trajectory from that particular role. Here's what the salary looks like. Here's what the overall responsibility will be. Here's what the growth opportunity will be from that seat. So it's hard for you to compete to retain your talent when somebody else is being fully transparent, given how much this workforce values transparency. One of the most important things that you can do is to take the time to invest in the talent that's on your team. Remember, you're going to constrain your own success if you don't have somebody that can take your seat. The way I like to put it is, if you're the only one in the organization that can do that job, you're going to be the only one in the organization that will do that job. One of the most important lessons that I learned watching those who came before me was that it was important that you not only train, but identify your successor so that you can have a much more compelling argument to those above you when it is time for you to move on. Because if you do not, and especially if you're really good, then you leave the organization in the position where they say, oh, who else can we get to do that? Or you're doing such a great job, or we can't imagine anybody else who can do that. You must take the one for the team, and you must continue to do exactly what you're doing. You constrain your own success. So here's what you must do. Spend the time understanding all of the skills and, frankly, all of the gaps for everybody that reports to you. Identify at least 2 candidates that you think have the ability to follow in your footsteps, to take your seat with some investment, and begin investing in them now. Make sure that they have the training to do certain things if your job requires a certain level of expertise. Make sure that you are strategically positioning them in front of other decision makers so that other people in the organization can see how good they really are. Spend time with them on their presentation skills. Spend time with them pressure testing them, questioning them to see how well they do under fire. And then, most importantly, start taking those things that you don't have to do off of your plate and giving them the responsibility to deliver. Preparing your second and third seat is one of the most important things that you can do as a leader. And it also offers you the opportunity to have mobility from the seat that you are in. Go get them.